Oh my God, we're back. I finally got my updated phone because the battery died in my other phone, so I had to switch phones out. And so I'm barely just getting everything online. So on StreamYard and see how the sound quality is with this particular phone to see if it's improved or if it still has the muffled tin can sound, which will let me know it's just the Galaxy A10 model of this phone that has a really horrible microphone for this type of program. And so after I was watching the inauguration of President Biden and his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, First Lady, her outfit was giving me a dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you lose. I think your heart. I can't remember that little part right there. But anyway, because her dress, it was blue. Her little uniform she had on was blue. It had sparkles and stones. She had a little choker collar thing going around. The neckline, it was everything. I was like, honey, let them have it. Give them no matter how your heart is dreaming. If you keep on believing the dream that you wish will come true. No matter how your heart is dreaming, if you keep on believing the dream that you wish will come true. I mean, First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, honey, that uniform and costume, her suit dress that she had on was the shit. I was like, I was living for that. I'm like, I'm gonna need you to plus size it up 3X plus, please. It makes the jacket extra wide in the shoulders, so I can have my Cinderella moment in my house because I can't go nowhere other than to work and back home. But yeah, I was living for that uniform. Those nice clothes on they had up there in the White House. I was like, ooh, fashion is back. Fashion's back. Fashion is back, you guys. My ass has got to lose some weight because I'm getting just too much jello in the middle and wiggle. I like what I got up top, but I don't need this middle section. I'm all jello. I'm jello, jello. Jello, jello. Jello. But anyway, yeah, I'm streaming live from StreamYard. I'm headed to work. I just want to come on and chat with you guys briefly. COVID has, affected my folks severely this last month. Seems like everybody around me is starting to be affected one way or the other. If they know somebody they know, and like it's slowly making its way ugly head again back in my direction. So, this is the new normal, and I've got my tea concoction with me today. I forgot to put the whiskey in there. Oops. So this is this is not a complete old-fashioned remedy that I made. I usually put a little shot glass of, something into this to amp up the antibodies in this particular green tea that I'm drinking. If you guys want the recipe for it, you need to look up like old-fashioned remedies for sore throats, and you'll see, at least from the people around here in Arkansas. I'm talking about people that look like me. Where I grew up in, they used to give anybody who had a severe sore throat honey in a shot. It was like a shot glass, I would say, or a small cocktail glass. They would put honey, whiskey, and I want to say it was a little bit of lime juice and a little bit of hot sauce, like something with peppery in it, and they would heat it up to like as hot as you could stand it, and they pour it into like a shot glass, and you douse it down your throat, and the honey would coat your throat, and the whiskey and all the other properties would stick kind of down your throat because it wasn't like a per se watery drink. It was just kind of like a thick kind of substance that you would shot down your throat like you're doing a shot, and it would just coat your throat really good. And for me, when I ever did it as a kid, it instantly stopped the tightness, like to where you couldn't breathe and all of that. Like, you know, sometimes you have severe sore throat, you can barely breathe because you're so congested. It would open up the chest congestion in your chest area, and the whiskey just make you relax and you sleep, and you just get on the hot warm blanket, or get in bed and get toasty warm, and you fall asleep, and then you wake up, you feel better. And so I kind of just took my own like play on that and started doing my own like with green tea instead. Except it's just a hot liquid in a one of those containers that keeps your drinks hot all day. And I had raw honey. I'm using lemons and oranges with the rind on, and little slithers, and putting it down in the flask and let it steep with the green tea. And I just sip on it all day. And even though we're still in the winter months here, so like for me, I've had like a little bit of tightness in my chest, anxiety, and then I had like a sore throat and toothache on top of everything else that's going on. And so I've been sipping that green tea, and that green tea has been helping me with those things. And so if anybody wants to try it, you get you some oranges from the grocery store, fresh oranges, cut them up into wedges, as thin as you can get them down to fit into your thermos. You need a thermos of some sort. And you put them in there, and you add your raw honey. You add some lemon wedges, orange wedges, and then you put your tea bag in there. You can I use to sweeten it a little bit other than the honey. I add one packet of, Sweet and Low or something like that, because I'm diabetic, so I'm not supposed to be eating just pure sugar, but, I do what I want. But I do, for my coffees and stuff, I use the diabetic sugar. I don't use pure cane sugar. And you put the boiling hot water in there, and you let it steep. And then throughout the day, you just sip on it, and you'll see, it really opens up your chest when you have anxiety. You can do it decaffeinated if you have, if you're not good with caffeine. Green tea, they have decaffeinated teas that you can try. I would just tell you, any kind of tea that you like, whether it's a flavored tea or not, just do the same thing. Put the raw honey in there. I would say like a tablespoon, more or less, of raw honey. I add a little bit more to make it extra sweet, because I'm really not into bland teas. I can do a bland tea if I have a scone or a sweet piece of cake or something like that. And coffee too. But I have to have something sweet with it. Otherwise, excuse me. It scared me so bad. But something sweet to kind of balance out the bland. And so, it just depends on, what it is. I prefer my coffee and my tea pre-sweetened. And like I said, the honey is definitely good for your throat, and all the orange and lemon wedges and stuff is good for, just anxiety, opening up your chest, and it's an antioxidant, so it's good for your body to fight off, any kind of, bad leaky boogies that you got going on inside your body. And if you add like the vodka shot of whiskey or vodka or Moscato or whatever, something alcoholic, you do just a little bit. You don't do enough that's going to get you drunk. You're doing just a T90 little dash. And, oh no, the traffic light's busted. Okay, you go first, sir, and then we go next. You go first, sir. It's your turn now. You go. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the thing to come and fix this light. Oh, anyway, and so yeah, you just do a little shot glass, and that's gonna help with your anxiety and your nerves. You don't have to do the alcoholic part, but I recommend that because this is my own homemade remedy. I'm doing the version of what my people used to do in shot glasses and stuff, but I'm doing it with tea. So if you guys try it, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. If it helps you with anxiety, if it helps you with sore throat, or the combination of the two. That's why I'm doing it. And I've gone through several boxes of tea. My boss gave me a huge box of tea. Within 3 weeks, that box was dwindled down to nothing because it was so freezing cold. And I was just drinking tea like around the clock and peeing around the clock. I didn't care. But it helped me get through all those wintry months, and I really appreciate that. She gave me that back. She mailed it to me back around Christmas time, and I got it. And by almost the end of January, that box was gone. I had to go to the store and buy 2 more boxes of, I bought a green tea, and then they had these Christmas teas that they had marked down for like 50 cents. And, but they were those really nice, I think, not Tivana, but one of these other major brands. I can't think of the name of it right now. And so I bought 2 of them, and those 2 are up in my closet. So once I finish this green tea, then I'm going to start on those Christmas teas. And I'll just do this, keep up with the same routine, and just keep sipping tea up until, spring comes. And then hopefully by late spring, say April, I'll be able to kind of cut back on tea drinking and just focus more on coffee drinking because it'll be hot it'll start to get hot by then, and this winter weather and stuff will be over. It just depends on what's going on with COVID, if we've gotten our COVID vaccines, shots, and all this kind of stuff. We're still on the waiting list over here for the tier, because I think they're still either doing tier 1 or tier 2, which ain't my age frame. So Biden is in office now. He said he's trying to ramp up, rapid testing to kind of get it out to the main public even faster because, the cases and stuff are going up so badly here. So we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully, he's good on his word with that, at least. We're not asking you to do 100%. We're just asking you to do something. Something is better than nothing. We're all, regardless of COVID or not, we're all on borrowed time. A day of, not being on this planet will eventually come. We just ain't trying to rush you. We're not in no rush to leave and go anywhere else right now, And so that's what's pretty much going on with me today. And it's a beautiful sunny day. I put out some solar lights that I had worked on the last couple of days. My brother put up one on the side of my house that I have bought. It's supposed to be like a night light. I don't think it's really gotten a really good charge, so we'll see how it does today since the sun is so bright and it's such a clear, warmer day than what we normally have. And all those other solar lights that I worked on, see if they, light up, because they weren't really lighting up too much the last couple of days, so we'll see. Still working on, my solar projects and still sewing masks and still making dog clothes and all this good stuff. So a lot of stuff to keep me busy and keep my mind off of all of these changes. much changes. I wish my mom and dad were here. I wonder what they would say. I think sometimes hear them in my head, but um, I just think about them a lot. It's weird how when folks are alive, like we kind of get on each other's nerves, and then when they're gone, we're like, oh, it's quiet. I'm not used to, you know, not hearing from them or anything like that. So it's strange. Even though it's been a couple of years for my dad, going on 3 years, I think, and my mom, it's been longer. So strange. It's always interesting when I talk to people who their parents have transitioned on to the next life. Um, Everybody says the same thing. I miss my mom. I wish I could talk to her. One day, like everybody says the same thing. It's pretty much. You don't expect to be in that circle of people, but eventually you're in that spotlight. Like, my mom's no longer here. Definitely, while your parents are here, you better love them as much as you can, because one day they won't. Hopefully you don't die before them, but if they do, it's weird if you have a good relationship or a half a good relationship, I should say, or any kind of relationship. It's weird when they're not there. You don't have anybody to fight with. You don't have anyone to go to when you need advice. You don't have anything. They're gone. Like whatever they taught you is what they taught you, and hopefully your brain opens up and allows you to remember those teachings that they taught you to make you and whoever you are. Man. So this morning I watched a BL, Your Home, and I think the finale was today because they showed all the outtakes. It was very short. Like I would think it was maybe 5 episodes or 6 episodes. It wasn't very many. And they were little short 20-minute episodes, and it, focused on these two characters that lived in the province, and they met this guy by chance. His car broke down, and he was from the city, and they ended up letting him spend the night in their home, and him and the boy kind of like hooked up. They get drunk and kind of fooled around, and then they started liking each other. They didn't really like each other that much in the beginning because the guy whose car broke down was definitely a city boy, like snooty lifestyle and everything, and they were kind of bumpkiny, from the back areas and stuff like that. They still believed in superstitions and shit like that, and he wasn't like that. He was more, high maintenance, and they ended up eventually, the two of them moved to Manila with him, and the boy ends up falling in love with each other, and the girl, she had gotten fallen in love with this other friend of theirs, but he was like a high fashion model. Like, come find out, all of them were high fashion models, and they got into the one boy got into the fashion industry because of them. Like just hanging out with them, and one of the scouts saw them and like gave him a job and all this kind of stuff. And so it became like a little trio relationship because it was like the two best friends versus the boy from the province who came into the picture. And since the two of them had already slept together and fell in love with each other, it comes out the two best friends. One of them liked the other one without like ever really saying it until this guy came into the picture from the province. And then he ended up kind of reconciling all of that, and it looked like they were going to be going their separate ways anyway and everything, but then it kind of implied that they were going to be together and there may be going to be a season 2. Like it was just like, boom. So my feelings on the whole thing of it, it was good. It just seemed almost like it seemed like I don't want to say amateur. I don't know what the right, like a school film project more than a little series. Like it gave me film school project for some reason. Like I think the way it, and it's like it's not the way that it was shot or anything. It was very beautiful and very well done and everything. But I think because of the way it ended and it was so choppy at the end, like it just was a little bit too much, like too loose indie. It almost made me feel like it was a school film project. Other than that, it was really good. Like I wouldn't kick it to the curb. I would tell people to watch it. And it was just not long enough. Like I think it should have been longer, and it should have been a little bit to it. Like it didn't have enough meat to it. But I think the premise of it, like it was a very good storyline showing different lifestyles from how people can just fall into each other's lives, and like the character development was very well done because they were all, like the ones from the province where they were basically orphaned very young, and they all kind of bonded through you know having family or not having family. And then it kind of went on to like their family expanded with the boys as a model, and they kind of like fell in love. And then it was the one boy he had family because he was wealthy, so of course his family had money and all this, and people love from him. And when him and this other boy from the provinces got together, they kind of bonded that way, like so that made the family feeling grow. Like they grew with each other because of their lack of family life or family is deceased and no longer there. So it was the premise of it was very cute. I just wish there was more of it, I guess. And it just, I don't know why it gave me high school film or like film school feel. It had like unfinished film school feel to it. Then they showed all the outtakes at the end and everything, and it's very cute. And if you guys want to check it out, go to Your Home is the name of it. It's a BL series from the Philippines, and it was really good. Like it was good. I just wish there was more of it, and a little bit more developed storyline, like a little bit more meat to the story. It kind of slightly had like a high school feel to it, um, but overall it was still really good. So that was the only BL series I watched today. Tonight I'm going to be watching um, Tahan Chan Lati, Tahan Chan Lati from the Thailand, which is a GMM TV production out of Thailand, and seeing where that storyline is developing and where it's going. It was really good last week, and um, I don't know what else is coming on tonight. Just my brain is a complete fog at the moment, so I don't know exactly what's on the lineup for BL watching tonight. I'm still waiting for A Tale of a Thousand Stars. My nose is dry. I'm gonna put some of this Carmex on here. It's gonna be covered with a mask anyway. It shouldn't really matter, but I hate that. I'm waiting for A Tale of a Thousand Stars, which is also GMM TV out of Thailand, which has Earth. Earth is in that, and he's so fine. Thank you. And the Way production of My Bromance 2, I have not seen more episodes of it just yet. I'm waiting for more episodes to drop. They've been doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, but I haven't seen any of the updates for it at all, so I don't know. And the other one that I was watching is the other one that I'm watching is called heck is the name of the other one? It's was My Bromance 2000. Love 1,000 stars. It didn't start it. There's another one. It will not come to my head right now. God help me. It's so frustrating. Getting old and easy. Anyway, I can't think of it, but there's another one that I was watching that I don't know if it ended or if it's still going. I can't think of the name of it right now. But God, put this foundation on real quick because I got to get inside. Put my clothes on and make my coins real quick and get the hell out and get back home. And I'm just blotching this on just to kind of cover up my blemishes and stuff, my imperfections. This is when I had laser surgery on my face to remove the hair, and the machines weren't perfect, so they kind of hit the skin and burn the skin to the point where the skin turns very dark. You're supposed to be to cocoa butter your skin back to health, but that did not really work for me. It stayed blotchy and dark all around, and it was worth it because the hair did stay away for the most part. And as I've gotten older, it's starting to come back. But I have one of those machines, and I tried to use it one day, and it hurt so much. And I was like, okay, I'm not, I'm not a fan of this, even though I have this damn machine in my possession. Oh my god, it hurts so much, and I don't know how effective it is. Like I'm not sure. It does work because it does hurt. But I only did it that one time, and then I put the machine up because I was like, bitch, I can't. You know, it was almost 30 years ago when I had the last laser surgery, and it was painful. And I just don't feel the energy right now, at least to deal with that machine because it hurts so much. And it's a different kind of machine. Like it's a little handheld thing that I have now. They had a whole machine, big old machine that was more strategic and everything. But this one is the real deal. It just hurts. And so it is what it is. But yeah, so I don't know. Like I right now, there's not a whole lot of stuff. They keep saying there's a lot of stuff coming out, but I haven't seen a whole lot. And I don't want to start repeating all of the old stuff again. Uh, I'm just waiting for new stuff to come out. Where the hell is my powder? Where is the powder? She needs some powder. I see it's been up there. It is. I found it. This is LA girl. The foundation is NYX Cosmetics. I really love it. I need another bottle of it. I have not been able to get to the hair store. I've just been trying to avoid all these places because there's so much traffic here, and you can't go anywhere without just the mobs of people not wearing masks and shit, doing whatever the hell they want. They don't care. I'm not trying to catch the shit with them. Like I'm already sounding weird and foggy and testing and retesting all this bullshit. So I need to get some hair color. I need to get some hair light in my hair, like it's dark. All the roots is all dark again. I'm a blonde, damn it. I'm supposed to be blonde. I look a mess right now underneath this wig. Y'all, I saw a lady yesterday. She stopped me in the parking lot. She started talking to me, and this lady told me, after we had been talking for a while, I thought she was in the 50s club. Like, I thought she was like my age or maybe younger. She comes out and says, bitch, I graduated from high school in 1968. And child, I almost died. Like, I think I gagged 1,000 times because I was born in 1968. I'm like, how in the hell can you look that good and that delicious? And she's like, I'm 70 years old. And I'm like, bitch, no, there's no way. There's no way that you are 70. Let me tell you, this lady could walk better than me. She looked better than me. She could move her body. And oh my gosh, she was so petite and cute. And she had a little short afro hair. I was like, I gagged. I, I mean, I'm not kidding. I looked like an old toad standing next to her. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Trying to get this crust out of my nose. Sorry. I hate like dirty noses and stuff. I don't have any tissue in here, but I have to use my powder puff. But it is what it is. Sorry. But yeah, she looked so freaking good, and you can't make this stuff up. This lady was gorgeous, and when she told me she's juices kale and guava roots and all this stuff and drinks that for breakfast, I'm like in my mind, bitch, that's why you look so good because I ain't fixing to do all that just to stay young. When my ass age, I'm just gonna age hard as hell because I'm not gonna be juicing cassava roots and kale and apples and oranges and shit I can't pronounce. But that's what she told me. She said she puts Vaseline on her face. She keeps her face smoothed down in Vaseline, which I've heard a lot of women doing that. And then she has a really good SPF that she uses from the mall, some name brand stuff. It Clive or Cly or whatever, KHLAAVU, blah, blah, that she uses out of the mall. And I told her, I said, honey, I am an Avon girl. I got Avon skincare. I said, I've got, night creams and all of that stuff. I keep me a fresh supply, all of that. It's expensive, but that's what, my mom used and sold, and I used and sold it, and it works. I said, all this stuff y'all doing with the Vaseline and preparation, the H on the neck and all of that, damn. I don't think any of that shit will work for me, but bitch, wow. Like you can't make this stuff up. She looks so good. And it kind of like gave me inspiration to kind of like wake up and, life's not over at 50. Like I keep saying to myself, like, your life isn't over. Like you just feel like your life is over because you're, no longer considered a young person, even though I feel young. And even she said, she goes, I don't feel like an old person. I still feel young. She goes, I, read books. I still, attend these little online churches. And she was trying to give me all this kind of advice on how to stay motivated. Maybe that was my reason for running in her. Like we literally bumped into each other and she started talking to me and like 20 minutes later, like we were still talking. I was just like, oh wow, I didn't expect that to happen. Oh, I didn't brush my hair. I did not brush my hair, you guys. Hold on. I'm not going in this place without brushing my hair. To brush this weave, let's see here. But I just wanted to tell you guys about that because it was really bizarre. Like, it literally freaked me out. I'm already over 50, but I don't feel like a 50-year-old person just because of the way life is handed me. A shit stick at birth. Oh, there we go again. Who is that? It's just the device is overheating. Oh, the sun is getting to it. Okay, I'm gonna sign off and let this device cool down because the sun is getting to it. I had it propped up and it's facing the sun. So let me go ahead and sign off. Oh, and Draper, I do see where you said hey to me. Let me turn this off. I gotta go, you guys. Bye.